Hey there, fellow marketers, Professor Wolters here, and today we're going to talk about some tactics that you can use with your social media advertising, because I know a lot of times we think, oh, social media, it's all going to be organic growth and it'll be free people sharing things and I won't have to pay for anything to make it work on social media. Well, that's not really the case. And so what I want to do is just give you a few tips, a few things to have a heads up about when you're looking at advertising for your social media. And the first thing I want to talk about is paying to share content. Look, sometimes you're really going to have to pay to boost those important posts. If you know this is a really good video, you know this is a really good product, you need to get it out there, don't think that your fans are going to share it. Sometimes you have to boost it. You have to pay for those advertisements, because just because you post something on your YouTube feed or your Facebook feed or your Instagram feed doesn't mean that they'll actually see it. Sometimes you have to pay to make sure that your own followers actually see your post. So paying for that advertising might be something you need to do. Now, another thing you want to think about when you're looking at advertising on social media is you want to make sure you're testing different types of advertising. Maybe you use Facebook, maybe you use Instagram, maybe you do a poll, maybe you do a question, maybe you have a giveaway, but you want to constantly test different types of advertising in social media to see what really works, to see what really resonates with your audience. Because my third tip for you when it comes to advertising is don't assume you know your audience. Make sure you're looking into your analytics and sees who is actually buying your products, who is going in those ads and clicking on things and buying things. Because you might see the people you think are your clients aren't actually the people that are actually buying the clients. So you might want to use your social media advertising to get to those actual people. So for example, if you're selling men's sport clothes, a lot of times men's sports clothes isn't actually bought by men. It's bought by their wives and girlfriends and their daughters and their mothers to give as a gift. So you might see that we need to do our social media advertising towards women instead of men when we're trying to sell men's sports clothes. Because I mean, honestly, when you go to the gym, you can tell which guy has a girlfriend or a wife and which ones don't. Because the ones that do look good and have clothes that don't look like they're about to fall apart. Whereas the bachelors, you kind of understand why they're a bachelor. Now, another tip I have for you when it comes to all this advertising is don't go overboard. Believe me, spam is spam is spam. People do not want to be inundated with the same ads over and over and over again. I mean, you've watched a lot of these YouTube videos, you start seeing the same videos again and again and again, and eventually people tune it out. So you want to make sure you're finding a good balance. How many times should this ad pop up in front of a video? How many times should this ad pop up on a certain IP address or a certain cookie number before you're like, nope, no more for today? And my last tip for you when you're looking at social media advertising is make sure that your website is mobile friendly. Look, people are scrolling through their Facebook and their Instagram and they're looking on there and they see you on social like, oh, this is interesting, and they click on that link that takes them to your website. Now, is your website going to work really well on that phone, or is it designed for desktop? That could be a problem because people are going to stay on their mobile device when they're going from social. So make sure those landing pages and your websites are optimized for mobile. And we actually have a whole video on how to optimize for mobile that can help you out. So we'll link that below. But I just thought I'd give you some of these tips to help you know a bit more about social media advertising and how you can do a better job with your ad spend. So I'll say bye from here in Cleveland, Ohio, outside of the house from Christmas Story. Bye.